Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today we are going to take a fully spoilerly look at Chapter 61 of Kaiju number 8. To begin, much as one of my favorite books of all time began, something was trying to kill him. Insert properly ominous music here. The previous chapters, and I mean all the way from Chapter 1 to Chapter 60, have left me very suspicious of the origins and motivations of one of our heroes. And looking at this chapter, I am pretty sure that Matsumoto didn't just intend for that suspicion to be there, but Matsumoto intended to use that suspicion to pull off some corkscrew plot twists for us. There was a moment I was sure we were building towards a big reveal, and I was surprised to see it coming so early, but then a single panel swung the situation around and turned it into something else entirely. That's one of Matsumoto's signature moves, that. So, there will be all sorts of spoilers in this review. I will give you time to click away from this video to go take a look at the links below the video. Then you can get a copy of my book, Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data, a short story collection of human absurdity. So, our boy Reno is out there going wild. Let's not bury the lead. I have made more than a few videos on our boy, why we love him, and why I am suspicious of him lately. And this chapter drove home the fact that Matsumoto wants us thinking about Reno right now. One of the biggest suspicious aspects of Reno Ichikawa's story is how fast he's been progressing in his combat power. Now, this is a very, very classic shonen manga trope. The guy who comes in either at the bottom of the pack or just above the bottom of the pack will advance faster than the characters who already have the power. My Hero Academia did a whole story arc about this with Deku and Bakugo and All Might. But again, one thing that I keep saying is that Matsumoto has made me deeply suspicious of classic shonen tropes, because one of Matsumoto's favorite things to do is to hide major plot points behind shonen tropes. It gives us a shonen trope that's a little odd, and we don't question it because it's a shonen trope. But behind that, under that, there's something, a big reveal. Anyway, so when Reno first shows up at Tachikawa Base, he was on the low side of average with his combat power, in the single digits, and he was promptly outshone by everyone except for Kafka Habano. During the second phase, he seemed to hang back with Kafka as much out of Reno's own lack of ability as out of dedication to his friend. However, since then, his growth in combat power has been, well, as the 4th Division put it, abnormal. That is the word the Defense Force used. Not impressive, not record-breaking, nothing with positive overtones. Abnormal. The word a doctor would use when he finds a growth that he's not sure is cancer or not. Abnormal. So in this chapter, with Reno blasting his way through the mole kaiju, we have that abnormal growth, and our fans' suspicions of his less than human nature right up there at the top of our heads. I mean, we've been theorizing about his ability to grow that fast is due to some inherently kaiju strain within him. So when his combat power suddenly starts spiking, with the battle in full swing and the 4th Division captain watching him like a drunken hawk, I think we all drew in a deep breath and waited for the big reveal, the moment that the Defense Force would realize that Kafka wasn't the only human kaiju hybrid to charm his way into the Defense Force. Now, we still can't be sure that isn't the case. The chapter ended on a literal cliffhanger, with Reno just on the cusp of spazzing into berserker mode thanks to the overwhelming power of the suit. There are several ways this could go. Reno could be about to reveal that he is part kaiju, or at the very least that he has kaiju-like attributes due to some kaiju stain in his biology that allow him to alter his combat power essentially at will. Reno might be using that kaiju power to up his combat power to the levels he needs to master the suit, but he won't reveal that to the 4th Division. Or it might be, and I am thinking that this is what we are going to get, at least on a surface level, that there is a known danger to the suits that hasn't been revealed to the lower level recruits. Something in the numbered weapons causes what looks like a sudden uptick in combat power right before it kills the wielder in some horrific manner. Maybe the lingering essence of the kaiju is making a desperate grab to take over the human. Maybe the human simply reaches a point where they are drawing power too fast and they overwhelm the limiters built into those suits and weapons. Either way, something bad is happening to Reno because of how hard he is fighting, because of how much the power he is drawing from that suit. It is very telling how the 4th Division captain reacts to this. His first thought is that Reno is simply improving that fast, that the prodigy is actually pouring weeks of advancement into the moments of this battle. However, a second idea occurs to our captain. Because it wasn't the first idea, we can assume that whatever this idea is, it is rare. Even with the numbered weapons having only just broken out of the double digits, it was rare. So we are looking at something that the 4th Division captain could only have seen once or maybe twice. A sudden surge in unleashed combat power in someone wielding a numbers weapon. One must ask, given the history of the 4th Division captain, was it Captain Hikari Shinomiya that he had seen this in before? Now, there are a few issues with this theory. First of all, a captain, the darling of the Defense Force, was probably already going to have an unleashed combat power of around 90 odd, given what we've seen from the captains and vice captains. So Hikari Shinomiya really wouldn't have had all that much room to spike in combat power use. However, we only see Reno spike up from 43 to 51%, so it is possible that Captain Shinomiya spiked up from something like 94 to say 98 or 99%. Which takes me back to a question that a lot of us had way back when the concept of unleashed combat power was first introduced. What happens when you reach 100% of unleashed combat power? We know that you don't want to go around dealing damage at 90 odd for too long, or you will overheat. Even Kokoru overheated at a mere 50 odd % back at the attack at Tachikawa base. And that seems to be there's an experience factor there too, where Hikaru, even with all of her potential, would overheat while running around at 50% after just a short time, whereas the captains and vice captains are running around for a lot longer at much higher levels. So there's something about experience that prevents you from overheating. But what happens to the human body once you have drawn out every drop of power that the suits can provide? Maybe it's nothing more interesting than what happens at 98%, only a slightly shorter runtime, slightly more available power, but we don't know. And the 4th Division captain was clearly unhappy to see Reno's unleashed combat power spiking, even if it was nowhere near 100. However, this does raise the possibility that this kind of spike was what killed Hikari, something that clearly left a mental scar on the captain of the 4th Division. Now, simple overheating and physical trauma would be a logical outcome and, quite frankly, satisfying enough from a story perspective, but I think that what we're all hoping for is a berserker rage, the lingering essence of Kaiju number 6 exerting undue influence over Reno and someone having to step in and take him down, which would be Aiharu and who would have to talk him down and use their friendship and their connection to get Reno back under control, or someone's going to have to step in and beat Reno down, which could only be the 4th Division captain. One little pipe dream of mine kind of hinges on this. What if, and mind, this is a far less than a theory, it's barely a hope, what if Reno is suspicious? What if he does have some connection to the Kaiju, and this is where we get our first real clue? Reno is always in control of himself. He doesn't give things away unless he's out of it somehow. He was the guiding force that kept Kafka's secret despite everything that Kafka could do. I mean, there was that one scene with Aiharu in the hospital, but Reno was recovering from getting shot to bits by Kaiju number 9. And that would be a nice bit of thematic mirroring. Aiharu witnessing Reno slipping up and almost revealing Kafka's secret, and then Aiharu being there again to witness Reno slip up and almost reveal his own big secret. Having Aiharu be the witness would also be a plausible explanation for why no one would report there being something more than human about Reno. Bless his heart, Aiharu is more than a bit gullible. That is, if Reno is anything more than a stray boy who drifted under Kafka's wing, because Kafka's just the kind of guy who attracts strays. So, what do you think, my wonderful viewers? Is Reno about to reveal his deep, dark secrets to an obtuse Aiharu? Is Reno about to berserk and get curb stomped by the captain of the 4th Division? Or is Reno just about to ignominiously pass out on the ground once more to wake up to Aiharu freaking out over him? Leave a comment below telling me what you think. Hit that like and subscribe button. And peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans are weird. We took a vote, and humans are weird. I have the data. 2 books in a series of human absurdity. Go check out these short story collections. What will our little green friends think of us when we finally do make it to space? Find out the answer in 2 books of human absurdity. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, and Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo and Google Play,